Okay, so this is the video for module 13 entitled ICMP. In this module, we are to tackle all about ICMP, the protocol of ping. Okay, so other details also of ping and traceroute are to be covered in this discussion. So we start with ICMP. ICMP it stands for Internet Control Message Protocol. Okay, this is the protocol of ping. Take note that in each application there are specific protocols behind it. Example, the browser. The browser is the application. Its protocol, the protocol it uses is HTTP. Okay, with the protocol it ensures functionality in these applications. So like with ICMP, its role is to ensure that ping would function. Okay, would work. Okay. So the process behind the ping, it's uh, the process behind it is this ICMP. ICMP supports both IPv4 and IPv6. So for IPv4, its protocol is ICMP version 4, and then for IPv6 is ICMP version 6. There are a couple of messages that we have with ping. Okay, in this under ICMP messages. Okay, and usually it has something to do with host reachability. Like if there is a reply from, we see that it indicates that the host, the end device is reachable. It means it is connecting. If it is not reachable, the usual message we would see is request timeout, the time exceeded, and then destination service unreachable. In ping, it uses the concept of echo request, echo reply. Okay, example, let's say H1 will ping H2, H1 type, ping 192.168.30.1. Okay, what H1 will do is to send an echo request. Okay, it will send an echo request, and these echo requests are being sent to all. It is being broadcast, so all of these devices here will receive the echo request. H2 will receive that also. It will notice na okay, that's my IP. It needs an echo request. So what H2 will do is to send an echo reply sent back to H1. The moment that H1 receives the echo reply, that is when the reply from the message which indicates that H2 is reachable will be displayed. Okay. Uh, Next, I'll have here. Okay, I'll try here. No? Let's say for example, I'll simulate this the ping command here in this topology I have here. Let's say I will ping from personnel going here to the customer service. So customer service has an IP address of 172.20.02. So let's try that. So when we ping, we go to command prompt and we ping that. Okay, 172.20.02, and um, we click the fast forward. So in reality, there's no fast forward. It's only here in the packet tracer. So in here, we see that there is a reply from, okay, message here, okay, that the bytes, in ping, what happens if it sends 4 packets? There are 4 replies, right? 4 packets. Each of these packets has 32 bytes, okay, 32 bytes. Like the first reply was received after 18 milliseconds, and then the next ones are received after the time the time here is 18, and then in here is 1 millisecond. Okay, there. So there are no 4 packets. Take note of that for the ping. That's the standard that we have in the ICMP protocol. Okay, the protocol of ping. Let's say let we disconnect. Wait. Let's say I'll change the connection here. So obviously, it will be disconnected. So we now ping. We ping the device, the customer service again. Okay. If there's no connection, expected messages are request timeout here in the packet tracer. Okay, or a destination host unreachable, or a TTL expired in transit. When we see this message TTL expired in transit, okay, that indicates that a uh, uh, that indicates that the time to leave expired. The concept behind ping is this. Example, personal pings customer service. Okay, we said that the customer service will send an echo reply. At the side of the personnel, it waits for the echo reply. let's say it waits for 126 milliseconds. So after 126 millisecond, the personnel did not receive any reply to the customer service. That is when it will display that message that the customer service is unreachable. Okay, or a time to leave expired in transit. Okay, there. TTL expired in transit may be also sent by a router. Like in this example, it is sent by a router. So the router is the one relays the message to the personnel that, hey, I cannot reach your I cannot, example this router here, I cannot reach your uh, the destination. The TTL already expired. It will be sent going to the source. And then ping. You know ping, you know what ping? It's an abbreviation, okay? PING. It stands for Packet Internetwork Grapper. Again, ping is application. It is an application test command, and its protocol is the ICMP. Ping checks up to the network layer. Ping is at the network layer. So for example, let's say the personnel, this personal computer here will access the server over here. Okay, personal server. Let's say maybe this is a web server. Let's say consider this as Blackboard, this personal server. So, when the personnel pings the personal server, there's a connection, no? There's a reply from. But when it type blackboard.mapua.edu.ph, okay, or blackboardmapua.com, okay, it will access now the service, the web server. Uh, it doesn't work, okay? It cannot access the server, the web server. So, the web server part, like the blackboard.mapua.edu.ph. So, what's the problem there? Will it be the cable or IP? No, since there is a reply from the ping, it means there's no issue in the cable, there's no issue in the adapter, there's no issue on the IP addresses set on the personnel and on the personal computer and on the personal server. Since there is a reply in the ping, most likely the issue is on the layer 4 going up. Maybe the issue is on the setup of the server, on the web server. That setup of the web server is on the application layer side. Maybe the issue is on the security settings. Security settings usually are done at layer 4, transport layer. Okay? So, but the fact that the personnel can ping the personal server, there's no issue on the cable, nor in the IP address or on the LAN card. Okay? So, it will be on the upper layer because again, ping checks issues on layers 1, 2, and 3. I hope that is clear. Okay, that's how ping is. There's the loopback. We've discussed this before. Loopback, again, it is used to test TCP/IP stack. Programmers are well aware of the 127.0.0.1. This is the IP ad of the local host. If you were to explore, if you will be into Web 2, there's that PHP SQL laboratory activity. So there's in there you have your forms and you are to connect to this local host which serves as your database. So it uses TCP/IP component and the IP address of the local host in your computer. The IP address of your database is 127.0.0.1. To example for programmers, for them to know if there's something wrong with the setup of the front end to the back end, usually they ping that 127.0.0.1. We've discussed in IPv6 that the 127.0.0.1, that loopback IP ad, it's equivalent to : 1. And you know what? In the local area network, okay, I think I've also discussed this during the network layer and the basic router config. Make sure, again, when you set up an IP, you type ipconfig and then make sure that the computer can ping its gateway. Okay? You ping the default gateway 172.20.1.81. Okay? There. So for example, let's say I will ping 172.20.0.2. This is the customer service, this one, right? And there's no connection. When you troubleshoot, you can troubleshoot one step at a time, okay? Isolation method. Example, let's say first thing you do is you first check if the personnel, your computer can connect to its gateway. Okay? Example like, so see, example like, I will ping my gateway, okay? And there's a reply. So that is an indication that from the personnel to the packet ratio should have a marker, ano. Anyways, from the personnel to the router, there's no issue. So now you can focus on your troubleshooting from the gateway going to the destination. Like in this case, from this router, from the HQ router, you can now focus your troubleshooting on the HQ router going to the customer service. Okay? So take note of that. Ayun, and then again, also again, ping can also be used to test the ability of connecting a local host to a remote network. Okay, I had an example of that. Like this one, personal to the customer is a remote, diba? Remote network ni personal say customer service. And then the trace route. Okay, the good thing with trace route is it traces the packet it takes to the destination. It is a utility that lists down the path that the packet takes going to the destination. I'll change this going, make it again FA00. Okay, then click the fast forward. So let's try. I'll trace route this 172.20.02 starting here. So I go to command prompt and I type trace route, trace RT, and then 172.20.0.2. Okay? 172.20.0.2. Enter. Okay. First, in trace route, first the first device that the packet will go to is the gateway. That's that's a standard. Always expect that when you use the trace route, the packet first goes to the gateway, default gateway, which is the router. Okay? So like in here, it goes to this 172.20.181, and that is this router over here. Let's check CLI and say we type show run. We're looking for 172.20.181. Okay, and where is that? Oh, there. See, there's a 172.20.181 here in this router, which means this is that one. Okay, and then trace route is it performs hopping. Okay, so it goes from one router to the next. So from HQ, so we expect that this 172.21.122 is this router over here. Oh, let's check. We're looking for 1.122. So let's check this router here. Let's check. That's another branch. Okay. So, Cisco. Again, we check the config show run. We're looking for the 1.122. Yes, 172.20.122 and there. Okay? So this one, the next path here is this router over here, which is the Plymouth. And then there, it appeared already the destination. Okay? So meaning from personnel, there's two hops. Okay? Two paths. So one going to the default gateway and then default gateway another router. Two going to the destination, which is like in this case, it's the customer service. Okay? There. Um, the good thing with trace route is it's the beauty of this is it helps in times of troubleshooting. In ping kasi, it will only tell you, give you an idea if it is connected or not. Okay? But with trace route, it tells you where exactly the problem is. Example, let's say I'll change the port here. I'll change the port here, so we expect that this will not connect. Diba? Ayan, no, that red siya. So I'll try trace route again, and sorry, nag-ano siya. It goes into a different path. Okay. Let's say, sorry. I'll use this one, okay? 0. Sorry. There, no, this is the one that has this connection. So, I'll try again. 172.20.02. Naglo-looping. Ano ba yan? Okay. Like these issues, okay, it will be discussed in routing. there's a looping that happens because there's like a default route that will be discussed in uh, Cisco 2. So what I will do for us to just for me to just simulate yung ano, ayan, I'll just isolate this first. So let's try again. Okay. And there, if you notice, okay, this is what I'm expecting. So, let me go back here. So, uh, if you notice, is personnel can connect on 172.20.181, right? So it means it can connect to this router over here. But after that, there's an asterisk. It means that's already a problem. So when you troubleshoot like connection of personnel to the customer service, since the default gateway appeared in the trace route, it means there's no issue. There's no issue in the personnel going to the connection of this switch to this switch, going to that specific connection of going to this FA00 of the router. Okay, that's how it is there. Okay, so that this is an issue of looping. It will be discussed in Cisco 2. So there, that's the use of the trace route. Router also supports trace route. In the router or in the iOS, it's a trace route. This is the command. Okay. For example, let's say I will trace route the connection going to the DNS server. It doesn't make sense because it's directly connected. But let's just try. Okay, 198.198.1.2. So let's say I will trace route. So in the router is it's trace route there 198.198.1.2. Okay, so that's the command. Okay, trace route. Okay, so there. Uh, so trace RT for command prompt and then trace route for the iOS. Also, the good thing with trace route is, example, let's say you have dual home connection, like maybe two ISP. So you want to check, let's say, going to Google, which of these two ISPs will the packet go? Will it go to ISP1 or ISP2? A way for you to know that is you may use this command, trace route. Okay. Yun. So, there again, trace route. uh, and that's I'm done. Okay, so this ends module 13. Keep safe, together we learn as one. Okay, thank you.